What's happening? This is Stephen Robb. I'm a writer for SpartanAvenue.com, and there is a huge game tonight, and that is Iowa and Michigan State tipping off here. And I got to tell you, I'm really excited about this game because even though people will say that Iowa is a young team, their guys down low, Luke Garza, 6'11", 245, Tyler Cook, I believe he's 6'9", 250. Those are some beefy guys and big bodies as well. So I anticipate what Iowa will do is do an inside-outside game, and one of the things that Iowa likes to do is they like to shoot the three. Now Iowa, they'll shoot the three about 20 plus times a game. And one thing to remember about Iowa is that if they get above 30% on the three ball, they're going to win. So Michigan State's going to have to guard the perimeter, but when you guard the perimeter with those young guns out there, you're going to have to take care of the guys down low, and that's what they're going to do. Hey, they're 6-1. They almost beat Wisconsin. They were in that game up until the final, really seconds of that game. Final 30 seconds, if you will. But they were in that game. That was a close game. This is the team that knocked off Oregon earlier in the year. They had played a close game against Pitt. So they have had some challenges, but they've really risen to the occasion. And this could be the year that Fran McCaffery really takes this Iowa program maybe up a few more notches than what they have done. Last year, 14-19. They had a string of years where they were 20, 22 wins. Maybe this team could get a little bit more than that. Who knows? But this is, even though Iowa's a young team, I believe this is really a measuring rod game as far as what this Michigan State squad is going to do this year in the Big Ten play. Now, there's a game later in the week, and that's against Florida, who's 4-3, and really, Michigan State should be able to win that game fairly easily. Whether or not they beat Iowa or they don't, that should be an easy game for them. But let me shift gears to something that I've just been thinking about after the Michigan State football season, and that is what was going on with Brian Lewerke this year. And a lot of people pointed to the fact that he was trying to stay in the pocket. Some people said there's a lot of injuries, and by the way, injuries are a huge factor. It's not an excuse, but it also is a huge factor because when guys are in there and they're used to certain play calls and things aren't being seen the way that they're able to see them, then yeah, mistakes are going to happen. But it seemed like from the get-go that it's just like the offense was never right. The defense really rose to the occasion, did really well for having a coaching change, and you got Mike Trussell now, the head defensive coach there, and they really rose to the occasion. They played really well underneath him. As you could see, Harlan Barnett really in Florida State, they struggled this year. Hopefully that works out for Harlan going forward. Wish him all the best of luck. But getting back to Brian Lewerke, why? And there's a little bit of a picture, or you can kind of see maybe a snapshot this past Saturday in UT's quarterback Sam Ehlinger. They're playing in the Big 12 championship game against Oklahoma. Critical part of the game. Texas, just gets this turnover, and they want to capitalize. Ehlinger drops back to pass. He's in the end zone, and the corner blitz comes and just nails him. Changes the momentum of that game. Let's take that snapshot right there of last Saturday, and let's look at really the first game of the year. Brian Lewerke, there he is under center. They're in the red zone. Corner blitz from Utah State, boom. And they did that several times throughout that game. And what it did to me, or really what it made me think about, was just simply that Lewerke hasn't gotten to the point where he's Connor Cook or he's Kirk Cousins and he can just see the things happening. He still is a young quarterback. This was his second almost full year of starting. I guess if you splice his redshirt freshman year and this year and then last year, then yeah, he's had 2 seasons of starting as a quarterback. But a lot of guys, when they come out of high school, they're not used to reading defenses. They're used to doing the spread attack, doing the up-tempo, and so this is a little bit different. Michigan State playbook is huge. It's immense. They run a lot of different things. And if you don't have that great grasp of it like Cousins did or even like Cook did, then you're going to make mistakes and you're going to put your team even in the wrong spot. And that's where I think Brian Lewerke's confidence really started to go down a little bit because he was taking the blame upon himself. Hey, if I'd known this, I could do this. And sometimes when someone wants to do too much, that can happen. The game is going to have to slow down for Lewerke, especially heading into his last year here at Michigan State. So hopefully that does happen for him. But it really, with the injuries and everybody being off on different pages, it really made sense why the offense was doing the things that it was. Yes, I know you're thinking, and Dave Warner, got to get rid of him. I know. But here's the deal, is that Kirk Cousins, he saw the game. Even though he had Don Treadwell, even though he had, I don't believe he had Warner at that time. And then you have Cook, who again had Warner, but he saw the game. And he saw what was happening. He read the defense. He knew what they were doing. There was something different there. And what have you seen in the quarterbacks that have come since? You have Andrew Maxwell, who wasn't able to see the game that way and just had a rocket launcher, and just throwing that ball in there. And receivers trying to get on the same page with him, but weren't able to. And they were young as well, dropping balls and not helping them out. So then you have, oh gosh, I'm spacing on Tyler O'Connor's name there. Sorry, Tyler. But then you have Tyler O'Connor, who comes in, and again, it's a similar thing where, it's a guy with 1 year starting, and he's not seeing the game as the other guys are. And that's because they've had a lot of years of starting. Well, anyways, those are some of my thoughts there. I'll be writing an article about that this week. And hey, thanks so much for watching. Again, I'm Stephen Robb. Please click the like button, subscribe. I'll be here every Tuesday. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.